Good morning. I'm Robbie Crispin, and this is Quick Court, the fastest way to justice. We're here today in the case between Fred, Jimmy's attorney, and Ted, Quick Court's janitor. Fred is being accused of interfering with the janitor's work and is being sued for medical fees. Fred claims he was simply trying to help. I was just going over to help him pick up a sponge. How was I supposed to know that the floor was wet and that I'd slide all the way into him? You shouldn't have been there. If you hadn't forgotten your briefcase, none of this would have happened. Well, he still should have had a wet floor sign. Oh no! He's being represented by my arch-rival, Eduardo Monroe. Please rise for the Honorable Judge Susan Triton. Well, Ted, don't expect any money during this sick leave. Technically, you are still here. The case of Ted versus Fred is now in session. Well, since I'm an attorney, I don't need an attorney. I can handle this. People, I was just offering a hand to a citizen of the lower class. You're not making me feel any happier. Should I really be punished for just trying to be helpful? And at most, is it my fault that Ted didn't warn me about the wet floor? I should not be held responsible for this accident. You should be held responsible for everything bad. People of the court, is he really helping when he causes more harm than good? Helping where help is not needed only causes trouble. If he had let Ted do his job, Ted would be able to walk and work. Now he has to spend a month of his life in a wheelchair. Fred is a menace and should be jailed before he hurts us all. Eduardo, what did I ever do to you? For my whole career you've hated me. Is there any reason? There probably was, but I've since forgotten it. Eduardo and Fred went back and forth on how Fred was just trying to help, and how he shouldn't have helped, but all this time ignored Ted himself. Why don't you ask me how I feel about what happened? Fine. How do you feel? I think I should be left to do my work. There are times when help is needed, and times where you should mind your own business. Did I look like I was in dire need of help? No. No. So interfering with work that is unpleasant as it is, I propose that he spend a day or two doing my job. Then he'll understand how the janitor feels. Interesting. I'll see what the jury thinks. And so the court went into rest. Fred and Jimmy panicked. How can they blame me for an accident? Well, Fred, think. What exactly were you helping him with? Well, I was getting a sponge for him. It was all the way across the room and it was on the spot he mopped. I didn't want him to slip. Weird. I would think that he would have known where he mopped and avoided that spot. If we lose, you're filling in for me. I'm sick of this job. We will win. Jimmy and Fred discussed their final plan as the judge spoke up. Your Honor, may I have a closing statement? Whatever. People, I stressed that what happened was an accident. And even if I did mind my own business, it's entirely possible he still would have slipped and injured himself. Why, I wouldn't be surprised if he wanted the accident to happen. Ted glanced around nervously. You seem upset now, Ted. I know you hate this job, but would you perhaps break some bones in order to get a break? You just wanted someone to pin the medical fees on. Alright, you caught me. It's not worth it. I quit. Ted wheeled himself out of Quick Court, and the case was closed with Fred not guilty. Okay guys, that's a wrap.